ersten Base. Nummer 9.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone tuning in here to Storm hosting the Bonn Capitals on a Father's Day. Testing. Sorry for the delay. We're having some difficulty here this morning. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone tuning in live on YouTube. Our Hünstetten Storm are hosting the Bonn Capitals for a Father's Day doubleheader. Once we get a break in the action, I will give you lineups. So far, it is a 4-pitch walk to start us off, as starting pitcher for the Storm is Patrick Mitchell. The leadoff batter for the Capitals is number 30, the shortstop, Erik Brink. That brings up to bat now number 6, Maurice Bindren, the catcher. He'll be followed by number 16, Terrell Joyce at first base. He is on deck, as Bindren is now in the batter's box. The pitcher Mitchell inside. The throw down to second is not in time, as Brink has stolen the base. Continuing with the batting order for the Bonn Capitals. Batting fourth, number 37, Danny Lankhorst in center field, followed by number 19, Christian Baez at third base. Number 8, Daniel Sanchez at second base. Batting seventh, number 33, Josef Rosenthal in right field. Batting eighth, 56, Eric Kuntz at DH. And batting ninth, number 3, Lewis Martin at left field. The first pitch to Joyce is a ball. On deck is Lankhorst. Defensively for Storm, as I said, on the mound is number 42, Patrick Mitchell. He's pitching for us in game 1. Our catcher, as the pitch does catch the zone for a called strike. Our catcher this afternoon is number 22, Douglas Yoakum. First base is Noah Lawrence. Second base, Sammy Gurame. Shortstop, Petey Kiefer. Third base, Third base is Josemy Fernandez. Next pitch is outside for a ball. In left field is Josh Harrison. Center field is Jake Liberta. And in right field is Phil Meyer. Bendren batting with a runner at second. And the pitch is on the outside for a called strike. With a full count, Bendren steps back in the box. And the 3-2 pitch from Mitchell. Doesn't catch the bottom of the zone, so it is the second walk to start us off here on this Father's Day doubleheader. Coming at the bat now, number 16, the first baseman for the Capitals, Terrell Joyce. The right-hander Joyce now in the batter's box. First pitch from Mitchell is a called strike. Runner's taking just a bit of a normal lead off base. The 0-1 doesn't catch zone, so it's now a 1-1 count. One pitch swung on and hit, fouled out of play over into the wheat fields. And I already see kids running after it, trying to see who can get the foul ball first. Always fun watching the kids do that. 1-ball, 2-strike count on Joyce. Lankhurst is on deck. One-two swung on and missed for the first out of the inning. It is a swinging strikeout. Brings to the bat number 37, the center fielder, Danny Lankhurst. And as Lankhurst is walking past the batter's box, I want to say happy Father's Day to all the dads or anyone filling in the dad role on this day. It is Father's Day here in Germany. Christi Himmelfahrt is the other name of the holiday. That's why we have a Thursday doubleheader. The first pitch from Mitchell in there for a called strike. Mitchell with a quick glance back at second, and the 0-1 pitch outside for a ball. Weather is a little better than last time we were here, so those of you who did tune in, this past weekend we had a Saturday-Sunday series, and it was a bit cloudy all day. It is a double steal out at second, but the runner is safe at third. 2 away. The pitch was a ball on that throw down to second. At least they got the trailing runner. Now the 2-0 pitch from Mitchell is down and away. Doesn't get away from the catcher. 3 balls, no strikes. And it is a 4-pitch walk to Lankhurst. Puts runners at. So that brings up number 19, the third baseman, Christian Byers, with runners at the corners and 2 away here in the top of the first inning. Pitcher Mitchell outside, ball 1. On deck is Daniel Sanchez, the second baseman. Runner goes. It's a hit and run play. Hit sky high to center field and squeezed for out number 3. Capitals able to get runners on base, even a runner over to third, but they do not cross home plate. Going to the bottom of the first, scoreless. As as we go into the bottom of the first, scoreless, on the mound for the Capitals is number 46, Marcel Gerard, with his warm-up tosses. He'll be facing a lineup of Petey Kiefer, Yosby Fernandez, and Josh Harrison, 1, 2, 3 for the Storm this afternoon. The full batting order for Storm: Petey Kiefer, number 18, Yosby Fernandez, number 17, Joshua Harrison, number 4. Batting cleanup and batting fourth, number 66, Noah Lawrence, back in the lineup. Batting fifth, number 48, Orlando Del Mero. He'll be followed by number 19, Jake Liberta. Batting seventh, number 8, Sammy Guerame. Batting eighth, Phil Meyer, number 31. And batting ninth is our catcher, number 22, Douglas Yoakum. So stepping into the left-handed batter's box is our shortstop, number 18, Petey Kiefer. There seems to be some discussion. Looks like the home plate umpire needs a few more baseballs. Oh, no, not baseballs, just needs a first base coach. As looks like Ian Hardman has first base coach duties for game 1. Now we are underway in the bottom of the first inning. I would like to take this opportunity, as we're waiting on the first pitch to Kiefer, to welcome you to YouTube. First pitch is a called strike. We do have a chat open. If you want to ask us a question, let us know anything that's going on. We'll welcome that. Next pitch swinging, but foul and out of play down the third base line. Quickly, it's an 0-2 count on our shortstop. The 0-2 pitch to Kiefer. Big curveball, stays high in the zone for ball 1. 1-2 strike count to Petey Kiefer as Gerard looks in for his sign. In the pitch. Outside, ball 2. Two count now on Kiefer. On deck is Joseph Fernandez. 2-2 pitch is outside for ball 3. From 0-2 to a full count, Kiefer is being patient. And Kiefer is able to take a leadoff walk to start the game. Brings up the bat number 17, Yosmi Fernandez. Fernandez back from a game suspension after being thrown out in game 1 of our 2-game series over the weekend. Welcome back, Yosmi, handling third base duties this afternoon. On deck is number 4, Josh Harrison. Kiefer taking a 2-step lead off the bag. First pitch to Fernandez is low for ball 1. Next pitch swung on and hit, and caught by a leaping left fielder, sends Petey Kiefer back to first base. Rosenthal was able to leap just at the right time to snag that ball in the air for out number 1. Brings up the bat number 4, our left fielder, Josh Harrison. Kiefer taking his step lead off of first, and first pitch to Harrison, low and inside, ball 1. Gerard with the long look in, nods that he's happy with that. Catcher sets up a little bit outside. The 0-1 pitch, swung on, hit, tap to second, toss for 1, and the double play is there. Unfortunately, Harrison called out at first. Looks like he may have been fraction of a footstep on the bag, but first base umpire says out number 3. After 1, it's still scoreless here at Dickman Field. As Mitchell is getting his warm-up tosses, we are going into the top of the second inning, scoreless here at Hünstetten Field, or Dickman Field here in Hünstetten. It is a doubleheader day, and since it's a doubleheader, both games are 7 innings long. Doesn't look like we have any rain in the forecast, just cloudy. We'll see if we do get any sunshine today. Coming up to bat now for the Bonn Capitals, the second baseman, number 8, Daniel Sanchez. It'll be Sanchez, followed by Josef Rosenthal, and the DH, Eric Kunze. Now, Mitchell's first pitch curves in there for strike one. His next pitch doesn't catch the zone, so it is a ball and a strike. The 1-1 outside, ball 2. Mitchell's 2-1 doesn't catch bottom zone. 3-1 count now on Daniel Sanchez. Quite a nice sized crowd here for game 1 of our Father's Day doubleheader. Looks like a lot of Bonn Capital fans made the drive down the A3. It is a leadoff walk for Daniel Sanchez. As Sanchez takes first base, it brings up number 33, the right fielder, Josef Rosenthal. As I was saying, looks like quite a few Bonn Capital fans have made their way here. I see many Storm fans here as well. It's always good to see a lot of fans out, especially when it is a holiday like this. I do see some fathers walking in with their beer carts, as that is a thing here in Germany for Father's Day. Men walking through the woods with a cart with beer to enjoy the outside. First pitch shows bunt, but Rosenthal is able to bring it back, and ball does not catch zone. 1 ball, no strike count now to the right fielder. Throw over. Back safe as Noah Lawrence blocks the pitch from going past his glove. Still 1-0 count. Bunt shown again. Somehow able to take the bat away in time, even though the ball crossed under it. And it was outside, so it's a 2-0 count. Not sure how that wasn't called a strike. Regardless, the 2-0 pitch swung on and hit, foul and out of play down the first base line into the wheat field. And the race is on by Sisters, who are trying to find the ball first. The 2-1 pitch. High, ball 3. Throw down back to first, but the runner's able to get back in time. .30 pitch, high, ball 4. So 2 batters, 2 walks, brings up the designated hitter, number 56, Eric Kunze. Mitchell's getting his sign. Runners are taking a couple of step lead off their respective bags. Bunt shown again. That ball catches his own for a called strike 1. Quick look back at second, and the 0-1 pitch swung on and hit, and drops into left field for a single. That's a bases loaded No outs. Brings up the left fielder, number 3, Lewis Martin. And as a fresh ball is given to Mitchell, and Mitchell is making his way back to the mound, I do see the dads have made their way into the ballpark here with their wagon with drinks. I'm sure we'll see more later. Now the first pitch of Mitchell outside, ball 1. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on, deflected by Mitchell. Everyone is safe as Petey Kiefer is able to block the ball, but is not able to get a hand on it to toss it to second for the out. Runner from third comes across. Bases are still loaded with no outs here in the top of the second, and brings up the top of the order for the Bonn Capitals. It's number 30, Eric Brink. Actually, probably a good thing that Mitchell was able to slap the ball and deflect it to Petey Kiefer. First pitch swinging, strike 1. If he hadn't got a little bit of leather on that ball, it probably would have gone into center field, and 2 runs would have crossed instead of just the 1. The 0-1 pitch outside. Yoakum thought about throwing down to Noah Lawrence at first to try to get the runner off of the bag, but no throw. 1-1 pitch from Mitchell. Swung on, hit to the backstop. It's a 1-2 count. Ball has been retrieved by Bendren on the on-deck circle. Long look in by Mitchell. Swung on and chopped. Gloved by Kiefer. No throw to second. Runner from third comes in. It is a RBI infield single. Brings up the bat number 6, Maurice Bendren. Still no outs here in the top of the second, though 2 Capitals have come across. Mitchell has his sign. And the pitch to Bendren, swung on a hit to the net. Foul ball. Ball has been recovered by Terrell Joyce, who's in the on-deck circle. The 0-1 outside, low and outside for ball 1. Yoakum sets up down the middle. The 1-1 swung on, hit, foul, out of play down the first base line into the wheat field. 1 ball, 2 strike count now. Mitchell's 1-2 pitch, swung on and hit, foul, out of play. Keeps the at-bat going. Once again, the 1-2 pitch. Bit of a check swing, foul ball down the first base line, hops out over the fence and out of play. I see more little ones running after that ball. It's easier to find the ones that don't go in the wheat field, especially when the wheat is now taller than one of the kids I see running after. Mitchell with a long look in. And again, his 1-2 pitch swung on and missed. It's a swinging strikeout for out number 1. Bringing up the bat, number 16, the first baseman, Terrell Joyce. First pitch curves in there, but doesn't catch the zone. It's a ball for Joyce. Next pitch swung on and hit deep and caught at the fence. Runners tag and they advance. Another run has come across on the sacrifice fly ball to deep center field by Terrell Joyce. 2 outs. That brings up the bat number 37, Danny Lankhurst. Lankhurst will be batting with 2 outs and runners at the corners. Runner going. It's a hit and run play, but the ball is hit foul out of play. Even larger group of kids running after that ball. Count is no balls, 1 strike now to Lankhurst with 2 out and runners at the corners. Runner going again. No swing this time. It is a called strike. No throw down to second. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second and at third. The 0-2 outside for ball 1. Yoakum able to keep that ball from getting past him. The 1-2 pitch. Outside ball 2. Looks as if one of the many foul balls that have been hit into the wheat field has been retrieved, as I see a happy face proudly displaying the ball. Time called by the batter. Mitchell looking, has his sign. Now the 2-2 to Lankhurst. Swung on and missed. Ends the inning on a swinging strike out of Lankhurst. But a crooked number has been put up on the board as the Bonn Capitals bring 3 across on 3 hits during that inning. Going into the bottom of the second, Capitals 3, Storm nothing. So going into the bottom of the second, Storm down by 3. They'll send up Noah Lawrence, Orlando Del Moro, and Jake Liberta. That's our 1-2-3 to start us off here in the bottom of the second inning. We welcome Noah Lawrence back to the lineup. He was out both games on this past weekend. He's in the box. And Gerard has his pitch. Catcher is setting up on the inside. The first pitch to Lawrence. Bends out of the way. It's low and inside. Ball 1. Again, I want to say happy Father's Day to all fathers. Regardless if you are a real dad or you take the role of a dad, we respect all of you for that. Next pitch is low and inside. Ball 2. We have a Father's Day doubleheader here from Dickman Field. The 2-0 pitch. High off the catcher's glove for ball 3. On deck is our designated hitter, Orlando Del Moro. The 3-0 pitch. It is a 4-pitch walk to lead us off here in the bottom of the second. So far, both pitchers have issued leadoff walks in their respective half innings. Brings up the bat our designated hitter, number 48, Orlando Del Moro. And the first pitch to Del Moro catches the zone for a called strike. Noah Lawrence taking just a small lead off of first. The 0-1 swings and taps it foul back to the backstop. Jake Liberta has retrieved the ball as he is in the on-deck circle. Quickly, it is an 0-2 count on our designated hitter. Next pitch, swung on and hit. Deep to center field, but to the warning track and caught by the center fielder for out number 1. That'll bring up our center fielder, the left-handed Jake Liberta. Number 19, Jake Liberta, playing center for us today, has now stepped into the left-handed batter's box. On deck is Sammy Garame. First pitch catches the outside zone, called strike 1. And hello to you too on YouTube. 0-1 doesn't catch a zone. It is now a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Liberta. Lawrence not taking much of a lead off of first. Has a sliding mitt on. Maybe he will run. 1-1 pitch outside. Whoa, called a strike. That looked a bit outside to me. It wasn't for framing by the catcher either. He had to move that glove almost to the right-handed batter's box. That's how he is set up in the right-handed batter's box. Liberta swings, taps it to second. 1 out, but does not get Liberta out at first. It is a fielder's choice. Liberta safe at first. Now with 2 outs, brings up our second baseman, number 8, Sammy Garame. Guillerme reaches. It will be Phil Meyer. First pitch, Guillerme in there for a called strike. Once again, Lawrence taking his lead. Guillerme swings, doesn't make contact with the pitch. It is quickly 0-2. Well, not catching the zone. Actually looked like a good pitch to me. Guillerme didn't swing at it. It is a ball. So 1 ball, 2 strike count now to our second baseman. But the next pitch does catch the zone for a strikeout looking to end the inning. After 2, Bonn Capitals 3, Hünstetten STORM nothing. As the warm-up tosses are being thrown by Patrick Mitchell, we're going into the top of the third inning. Storm down 3-0. Want to welcome everyone who is joining us live on YouTube, and also all those who are here at Dickman Field, as we do have a good-sized crowd for this midday start. First pitch was 12 noon local time. I do see quite a few people still coming in. It is Father's Day. Christi Himmelfahrt here in Germany. Now warm tosses are finished. Brings up the bat number 19, Christian Byers. Byers will be followed by Daniel Sanchez and Josef Rosenthal, the 1-2-3 for this half inning for the Bonn Capitals. Byers is in the right-handed batter's box. First pitch from Mitchell. Swung on and missed. Strike one. Could not catch up with that pitch. The 0-1. Ooh, doesn't catch the zone. Called ball. Makes that a 1-1 count. I see some kids standing in the wheat field already waiting for that foul ball. The 1-1 doesn't catch zone. 2 balls, 1 strike count now. As I was saying, there are 2 youngsters who have planted themselves in the wheat field, no pun intended, waiting for that foul ball. Next pitch doesn't catch zone. So it is now 3 balls, 1 strike count on the third baseman. 3-1, swung on, tapped up the middle and through for a base hit. Mitchell tried to get a glove on it, but it was just too low as it skipped off the mound. Leadoff single for the Capitals brings up number 8, the second baseman, Daniel Sanchez. First pitch is not in zone. Ball 1. Runner going, swing and a miss. Strike 1. But Byers able to take second on the throw. Now I have a 1-1 count on Sanchez and a runner at second thanks to the stolen base. Now the 1-1 with a runner at second. Swung on and hit. Philmeyer backs up, makes the catch at the warning track. Runner tags and advances to third on the throw. 1 out, runner at third. Brings up the bat the right fielder, number 33, Josef Rosenthal. Rosenthal batting now with a teammate at third. Shows bunt. Pitches low and outside for a ball. Looks like the play by the Capitals is going to be small ball, trying to get that runner home the short way. Next pitch outside. Ball 2. Mitchell's 2-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. Swinging strike 1. Definitely not bunting there as he swung and missed on a nice pitch by Patrick Mitchell. Mitchell making his second start for Storm as he joined us last weekend. Next pitch swung and fouled back to the net. 2-2 count. Now Mitchell's back on the rubber. Looks in, has his sign, the 2-2 pitch on its way. High, ball 3. Rosenthal has a full count. Mitchell's pitch outside, walked him. Brings up the bat, number 56, Eric Kunze, the designated hitter. Some discussion going on here in the press box as runner goes on the pitch. Phil Myers makes the catch at the warning track. Runner from third is able to quickly come home, but the runner at first has to go back. Sacrifice fly, RBI for the designated hitter, Kunze. Brings up the bat now with 2 outs, runner on. Left fielder, number 3, Lewis Martin. Discussion going on was if Kunze was 56 or number 55. The font used by the Bonn Capitals doesn't help, but he is wearing his number 56 as the throw over is not in time. Trying to get Rosenthal leaning. He's able to dive back in head first. Running on that pitch, ball is in the dirt, blocked by Yoakum. Runner takes second on the steal. 2 outs, runner at second. 1 ball, no strike count to Martin, the left fielder. Mitchell's pitch swung on and skied high. Looks playable for Phil Meyer. And Meyer makes the squeeze for out number 3. Run comes across. Is now 4-0 Bonn Capitals as we go into the bottom of the third. Going into the bottom of the third, Storm down 4-0. Garrod taking his warm-up tosses for the Capitals. He will be facing Phil Meyer, Douglas Yoakum, and Petey Kiefer. That's the 1, 2, 3 for this half inning. Well, looks like Garrod wants 2 more warm-up tosses. Can't tell. Might have a light drizzle occasionally, but it's not some of the rain that we're accustomed to here in our area of Germany. So warm-up tosses are being thrown around the infield. Here comes number 31, our Phil Meyer. Phil Meyer in right field for game 1. Now he is set in the box. And the first pitch he sees inside, ball 1. Next pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 1. It's a 1-1 count. Catcher setting up right down the middle and low. Ball is low. Meyer not swinging. Pitch is a ball. Gives us a 2-1 count. Two-one count. Now a 3-1 count as that ball is high. 3-1 count. Next pitch right down the middle, called strike. 3 balls, 2 strike, full count now. Apologies for anything you might be seeing over the camera lens as it is drizzling here. Light rain, trying to protect our cameras. And Phil Meyer strikes out looking on a pitch that looked very low and inside. Phil Meyer just shaking his head as he walks back to the dugout. He's not happy with that call. Bonn Capitals are, but no one here for the Storm happy with that one. Regardless, it's out number 1. Brings up the bat our catcher, number 22, Douglas Yoakum. Yoakum having his first at bat of the afternoon. First pitch he sees right down the middle. Low. Ball one. But the next pitch does catch zone. It's 1-1. That pitch doesn't catch zone as it is right off the dirt on the inside for ball number 2. Even more kids have planted themselves in the wheat field, waiting for a foul ball, which they will be getting on this pitch. Perfect timing. 2 balls, 2 strike for number 22, Douglas Yoakum. Guard comes set. His 2-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled right back to the screen. Still a 2-2 count. Ball is skipped up in the dirt. We now have a full count. Full count, 1 out for Yoakum. On deck is number 18, Petey Kiefer. Now the 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Swinging strikeout for out number 2. That does bring up our shortstop, number 18, Petey Kiefer. As Kiefer is now set. First pitch he sees, swung on and hit sharply to his counterpart for a quick 1-pitch out number 3 to end the 3rd inning. After 3, Bonn Capitals 4, Hünstetten STORM nothing. Since Yoakum was out number 2 for that inning, he has to get his gear back on before he gets behind home plate. For the Capitals, it will be Eric Brink, Maurice Bindren, and Terrell Joyce. 1, 2, 3, going back to the top of their order. Patrick Mitchell getting his warm-up tosses in. Occasionally it looks like maybe a little sunlight coming in, but I think it's just the clouds thinning. Not exactly a sunshiny day as we are overcast. Thick clouds coming in from our left, so third base side, clouds coming in, which is actually the direction of Bonn. Give you a little directions here on how we're situated. Frankfurt is actually to the first base side. Ball's being thrown around the infield. Mitchell is warm and ready. That brings up the shortstop, number 30, Eric Brink. Brink is in the batter's box. Mitchell with his sign. And a pitch to start the fourth. Curves in there. Nice pitch. Called strike one. Mitchell's come set. 0-1 pitch swung on and hit down third base line and now to play. Quickly 0-2 on the shortstop. Mitchell's 0-2 pitch on its way. Outside, ball one. The 1-2 pitch on its way. Doesn't catch zone. Ball two. To be fair, I'm still trying to figure out the strike zone here. As sometimes that's called a strike, sometimes it's not. But for both teams in this case. Now the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and popped high. Playable for Jake Liberta in center field, who gloves it for out number one. Breaking the streak of leadoff walks. As we had a leadoff walk up to this point. Every first batter on with 4 balls. With 1 out, brings up the catcher, number 6, Maurice Bendren. Bendren wondering why there's no one on base in front of him. First pitch to the catcher. Ducks out of the way as it slips out of Mitchell's hand. Ball one. On deck is Terrell Joyce. 1-0 doesn't catch zone. It's now 2-0. The 2-0 pitch on its way. Outside, ball 3. 3 balls, no strike count with 1 out to Maurice Bendren. It is a 4-pitch walk. Brings up first baseman Terrell Joyce. Terrell Joyce stepping into the right-handed batter's box as he has a teammate at first with 1 out. Mitchell glances over at first as Bendren is dancing. Foul tip as it does catch Douglas Shokum, who is walking around stretching his leg after being hit with a foul ball. Home plate umpire takes his opportunity to hand deliver the ball to Mitchell. Having never been a catcher, knowing quite a few of them, I can tell you that they all say it's not as bad as it looks as they're wincing. Yoakum back now behind the dish. Play is called. See if runner goes again. Throw over. Runner is able to get back in time. And Noah Lawrence is able to actually keep the ball from going past the base. as it was low. Looks like it did catch his glove did catch the runner's leg, but didn't have the ball in the glove at the time. Throw over, dives back in, hit safe. They are keeping an eye on Vendron as he will run. And he's running now, slips on the, oh, no throw. Stolen base, no throw by Douglas Yoakum. Looks like he couldn't get a grip on the ball. Stolen base. Now puts runner at second with one out here in the top of the fourth inning. Ball two. Mitchell steps off the rubber, looks back in, has his sign as Bendren is well off of second. Quick look back. Big curve doesn't curve in. 3 balls, one strike count. Wait for home plate umpire to give confirmation of that. If he would like to do that, we would appreciate it. Nope, not going to follow through on that request from the box here. But it is a swing high pop up to right field. Phil Meyer makes the catch for out number 2. Runner advances to third. Bender able to tag up. Ball was hit very deep, almost to the warning track in the right field. Brings up the bat number 37, Danny Lankhorst. Lankhorst batting with 2 outs, runner at third. Mitchell didn't like the ball that he was issued. Now Lankhorst steps into the right-handed batter's box as Mitchell has nodded yes at the sign that he wants. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Next pitch swung, foul tipped at home plate. Strike 2. No ball, 2 strike count, 2 outs, runner at third. Mitchell's long look in, has the pitch that he wants. Now the 0-2 pitch, high, ball 1. Again, welcome all you who are tuning in live on YouTube. Hope you're enjoying your Christi Himmelfahrt Father's Day holiday here in Germany. The 1-2 pitch, skied high, playable behind home, and caught by Douglas Yoakum for out number 3. Tracked it the entire way from behind the plate. So, going into the bottom of the 4th, Bonn Capitals 4, Hünstetten STORM nothing. Going into the bottom of the fourth, Storm trailing by 4. Garage still on the mound for the Capitals, getting his warm-up tosses. It will be Yosmi Fernandez, Josh Harrison, and Noah Lawrence, the 1-2-3 for this half inning. The smell of the fries, burgers, and dogs being cooked here, coming in through the press box window. I'll have to wait till end of game 1 before I can have anything, though I see lots of people enjoying the concessions we have here at Dickman Field. Happy to see the crowd this afternoon. Garrard with his final warm-up toss. Now the ball's being thrown around the infield. We'll bring up our third baseman, number 17, Yosmi Fernandez. And I see a young one coming in from the wheat field. Looks like they found one of the foul balls that they haven't come up with yet. He's happy. Fernandez in the right-handed batter's box. Yosmi, first pitch swinging. Lines it deep, but called at the warning track by left fielder. 1 pitch, 1 out, brings up our number 4, our left fielder, Josh Harrison. No wind here at Dickman Field today, none that I can really speak of. I do see some action in the Capital bullpen. Another first pitch swinging, skied high and deep. But Harrison, 1 pitch, 1 out as it's caught by the center fielder. That brings up to bat our first baseman, number 66, Noah Lawrence. Let's see if Lawrence takes a pitch here to keep from a perfect inning, an immaculate inning being tossed. Explanation, immaculate inning is where a pitcher throws 3 pitches and gets 3 outs. Pitch to Lawrence was swinging, but he didn't make contact. Swinging strike 1. The 0-1 pitch swung on and hit. Back to the net. Foul balls. No balls, 2 strike count on our first baseman, Noah Lawrence. Lawrence waits for the pitch. Inside, ball 1. Lawrence makes it on base. It will be our designated hitter, Orlando Del Muro, up to bat. Time called by the batter. Time issued as Gerard was in his delivery. Lawrence is back in the box. And the 1-2 pitch. Outside, ball 2. The 2-2 pitch. Inside, ball 3. From an 0-2 count to a full count. Lawrence not swinging on anything that's not actually over the heart of the plate, apparently, which is good. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and hit. Popped high and playable for the right fielder for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down. Sends us to the top of the 5th. Capitals 4, Storm nothing. As we're going into the top of the fifth inning, Storm down by 4. Looks like we have a pitching change for Storm. Jose Pimentel, number 99, coming in, having his warm-up tosses. Patrick Mitchell, 4 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, 3 strikeouts, 7 walks, 87 pitches on the afternoon. Pimentel getting his warm-up tosses in. He will be facing Byers, Sanchez, and Rosenthal. Since this is a doubleheader, game 1 of a doubleheader, game 2 will start roughly around 3:30 this afternoon. First pitch for game 2 is around 3:30. At least that's what we have on the schedule. Pimentel is warm. Ball's being thrown around now the infield. And Byers is coming up to the box. As I said, there still looks like there's action in the Bonn Capital bullpen, but I can't tell who this is at the moment. Looks like Pimentel is getting ready, doing a little adjusting of the mound. Stepping into the music. Music still playing as I see our own Bill Dickman dancing, waiting for the first pitch. First pitch of Byers inside, ball 1. On deck is Daniel Sanchez. 2 pitches, 2 balls now to the third baseman. Three balls, no strikes, as Pimentel's pitch is high and just a bit inside. 3-0 pitch. Doesn't catch zone. It is a 4-pitch walk to lead us off here in the top of the 5th. That brings up the bat the second baseman, number 8, Daniel Sanchez. On deck is Joseph Rosenthal. Byers dancing. First pitch swinging. Shortstop to second for 1. Throw over to first for a double play. Routine double play. Great to see. Now with 2 outs brings up the right fielder, Joseph Rosenthal. Now the first pitch of Rosenthal, low, ball 1. Next pitch does catch the zone for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike count with 2 outs now to Joseph Rosenthal. Next pitch doesn't catch zone. It is a 2 ball, 1 strike count now. 2-1 pitch. Oh, a little bit high. Ball 3. Three balls, 1 strike, 2 outs to Joseph Rosenthal. Swung on and splits the third baseman and shortstop for a 2-out hit. The 2-out single brings up the bat number 56, the designated hitter, Eric Kunze. And first pitch running. Sanchez is in there with a, Rosenthal is in there with a stolen base. Strike one is the call, as it is a strike looking, but runner takes the base just in under the tag. Next pitch swinging, hit into shallow center. Runner from second is going to come across the score. It is a 2-out RBI single for the designated hitter. Brings up number 3, Lewis Martin. Capitals like to run as soon as they get on base. 2 outs. Kunsa on first, taking a one-step lead, not running on this pitch, but it is called strike one as it catches top of the zone. Next pitch from Pimentel. Swung on and hit. Got by Petey Kiefer, throws over to second for the force out, ends the inning, but another run has come across. Going into the bottom of the fifth, Bonn 5, Hünstetten nothing. As we're going into the bottom of the fifth inning, Garrett is getting his warm-up tosses in. He will be facing Del Muro, Liberta, and Guillerme, the 1-2-3 from Storm. Storm looking for their first hit of the afternoon. They've had base runners. Now they're looking for their first base hit. Garrett has his warm-up tosses in. Ball's being tossed around the infield. Brings up to bat our designated hitter, Orlando Del Muro. Conversation being had by the home plate umpire in Brendan, catcher for the Capitals. Not sure what's going on. So now Del Muro is in the box. First pitch he sees. Inside, ball one. Next pitch outside and low on the ground for ball two. Action still in the bullpen for the Bonn Capitals. The 2-0 pitch. Foul just off the end of the bat. Back to the backstop for strike one. Looks like it might be Sasha Koch warming up in the Capitals bullpen. Garrett has 49 pitches on the afternoon. The 2-1 pitch. Whoa, catches inside zone. It's now 2 balls, 2 strikes. And 2-2 pitch swinging, doesn't get contact. It is a swinging strikeout to start us off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. That'll bring up our center fielder, number 19, Jake Liberta. Liberta looking down, getting the sign from his manager, who has third base coach duties. He's now in the box. Catcher sets up low and outside. First pitch to Liberta. Wow, that's called a strike. Okay. Catcher was outside. Glove was well off the plate. Ball still called a strike. Now the 0-1 swinging. And caught at the warning track by the left fielder for out number 2. With 2 outs, it brings up our second baseman, Sonny Gourmet. Gourmet in the box. First pitch he sees. Dances out of the way of that one. It's not called a strike. It is ball 1. Gerard's next pitch, though, is swung and missed for strike 1. Gourmet gets on base. It will be Phil Meyer, who's on deck right now. The 1-1 pitch. Chopper at the plate, goes foul. Ball's been recovered. It is a 1-ball and 2-strike count with 2 outs to our second baseman. Swung on and missed for a swinging strike 3. Ends the inning. 3 up, 3 down once again. Going into the top of the 6th, Storm down by 5. Going into the top of the 6th, Storm down by 5. Pimentel has his warm-up tosses Going back to the top of the lineup for the Bonn Capitals, Brink, Bendren, and Joyce. Several Capitals are now over in the Capital bullpen area. Looks like it's now Jacob Schosch throwing. Pimental's first pitch of the sixth. Doesn't catch zone, ball one. Next pitch, low, apparently in the zone, ball two. Looked like a good pitch, but batter didn't swing. Umpire's not going to call it a strike. The 2-1 pitch does get called a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. To lead us off here in the top of the sixth. Next pitch swinging, drives it up the middle for a base hit. Leadoff single brings up number 6, Maurice Bendren. Bendren up to bat now with Brink at first. Sliding mitt is being put on, as they've done all game. They'll probably run. Pimental's waiting for it, throws over. Gets Brink to dive back in. Pimental glancing over his shoulder. Throw back. Gets Brink to dive back in head first. Brink had to call timeout on that one to get all the dirt off of him, since he did dive back in pretty hard. He's running. Ball is a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Now to Bendren with a Brink at second, as he was running, as we all knew, but we can't just keep throwing over every pitch. But a step off does send him back to second base. Pimental looks back at second. Kiefer's shadowing. Look back, gets him back to second. Pimental looking back at second, and the runner's going. Throw down to third. In. No, not in time. Safe at third. Bendren now batting. 2 balls, no strikes, no outs, and a runner at third. Next pitch, slapped down by Petey Kiefer. Throws over for out number 1 as Bendren walked home from third. It's now 6-0 Bonn Capitals. Brings up the bat number 16, Terrell Joyce. Pimental's pitch, low, doesn't catch zone, ball 1. 0-1 pitch, swung on and tapped, foul, home plate, 1-1 count. Can't tell if it's getting brighter, maybe just a cloud thinning a little bit as it around us is not as dark as it appears on camera. Pimentel's 1-1 pitch, outside, ball 2. Two-one pitch, chopped foul. To the Storm dugout, actually. 2-2 count with 1 out. On deck is Lankhurst. Two-two pitch, fouled at home plate. Keeps the at-bat alive. Joyce a bit slow to get back in the batter's box after that one. Two-two pitch, swung on and hit deep to left field and caught by Harrison at the wall for a long, loud out number 2. That brings up to bat the center fielder, number 37, Danny Lankhurst. And the first pitch to Lankhurst is high, ball 1. Josh Harrison showing his familiarity on that ball that he caught. He was able to know exactly how far he had once he got to the warning track. Pimentel's pitch swung on and hit, fouled out of play down the first base line and into the fields. And very quickly, we see a few kids running after it. Next pitch doesn't catch zone. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs to the center fielder, Lankhurst. And the next pitch low in the zone. It is ball 4. The 2-out walk issued brings up to bat number 19, Christian Byers. Well, throw over to keep Lankhurst honest. Thankfully, Noah Lawrence was able to keep the ball from going anywhere. First actual pitch to Byers is swing and a miss, strike 1. Byers swung at a pitch that was a little up and in. Lankhurst running, foul. Nope, ball hit to the third baseman cleanly. Noah Lawrence makes the stretch, keeps his foot on the bag for out number 3. Another runner has come across. It is now 6-0 Capitals going into the bottom of the 6th. As we're going into the bottom of the sixth inning, there is a pitching change for the Capitals. Relieving Garrett, who had 57 pitches in the afternoon, 5 innings pitched, no earned runs, no hits, 5 Ks, 2 walks. He's being replaced by number 4, Jakob Schoch. So a left-hander being replaced by a right-hander. The right-hander will face Phil Meyer, Douglas Yoakum, and Petey Kiefer. The Storm will send, hopefully, at least these 3 up to bat here in the bottom of the sixth. Schoch having his warm-up tosses given. I do still see Sasha Koch, number 9 for the Capitals, warming up in the bullpen. Warm-ups are over. Brings up the bat Hünstetten's very own Phil Meyer. Right-handed Phil Meyer waiting now for Salk to get on the rubber. Now he's in there. And the first pitch from the righty, swung and missed, strike 1. Catcher is now setting up a little bit outside. Next pitch, right to where the catcher was at. Meyer wasn't swinging, but it wasn't called a strike either. So we now have a 1-ball, 1-strike count, leading us off here in the bottom of the sixth. 1-1, catches his own. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. One-two pitch, swung on and hit, fielded by the shortstop, and just beats out Phil Meyer by half a step. Now with 1 out, brings up our catcher, number 22, Douglas Yoakum. First pitch of Yoakum is skipped up to the catcher for a ball. On deck is Petey Kiefer. Ball 2 as the ball is high. Ball 3. Let's see if Yoakum has a green light on the 3-0 pitch. Does not take the bat off his shoulder. And an all-plate umpire gives that 3-0 strike zone. Now the 3-1 pitch swung on and chopped to third. Fielded by the third baseman and just in time to get Yoakum. That was a closer play than the ball from Meyer. Regardless of the outcome, it is out number 2. That brings up our shortstop, Petey Kiefer. First pitch, Kiefer, delayed, called strike 1. Kiefer gets on base. We will have our third baseman, Yosmi Fernandez, who's on deck. Next pitch, swinging. Quickly, it's 0-2. Next pitch, connected, swinging, hit it deep, but caught at the warning track, actually at the wall in right field for out number 3. That is 3 up, 3 down. Going into the top of the 7th, Storm down 6-0. As we're going into the top of the 7th, reminder this is game 1 of a doubleheader. So we do only play 7 innings in doubleheaders. Pimentel still on the mound getting his warm-up tosses. He will face Sanchez, Rosenthal, and Kunze unless there's a pinch hitter announced. Warm-up tosses are over. It brings up to bat the second baseman, number 8, Daniel Sanchez. Sanchez, on the afternoon, actually is 0 for 2, has a run scored, and he has walked. He's gotten on base, and he has stolen a base, if I remember correctly. First pitch he sees from from Pimentel, is in there for a called strike. Surprised I haven't made that error yet since we have Rosenthal and Pimentel. Next pitch from Pimentel is a called strike. Sanchez in the hole. It's not going to be a 3-pitch strikeout as that pitch doesn't catch the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One-two pitch swung on, hit high but playable behind second base. Phil Meyer calls off Sammy Guillerme for out number 1. 7th inning starts off with a pop-up to the right fielder for out number 1. Brings up number 33, Josef Rosenthal. Rosenthal taking his time getting in the right-handed batter's box. Now he's ready. In the first pitch he sees of the 7th inning, swung on a miss, strike 1. Rosenthal is 1-1 on the afternoon so far. 1 run, 2 walks, 2 stolen bases. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. Pimentel looks like he's putting a little something extra on these pitches. Glad to see it. Next pitch, though, is a called strike 3. With 2 outs, brings up Eric Kunze, the designated hitter. Kunze also taking his time getting in the batter's box. First pitch from Pimentel. Swung on and chopped foul down the third base line. The 0-1, swing and a miss, strike two. Once again, Pimentel getting ahead of these batters. Oh, 2 pitch. First base umpire says no. Batter does not go around. 1 ball, 2 strike count now with 2 outs on the designated hitter. Now the 1-2 pitch. Doesn't catch bottom of the zone. Ball 2. Pimentel's 2-2 pitch. Outside, ball 3. What started as an 0-2 count has now become a full count on Kunsa. But next pitch swung on and missed, strike 3. A 1-2-3 inning for Pimentel sends us to the bottom of the 7th. It is 7th inning stretch time here at Dickman Field. Bonn 6, Hünstetten nothing. As we're going into the bottom of the 7th, Storm down 6. The Capitals are sending to the mound number 9, Sasha Koch. Koch is replacing Schalk, who was just here for the 6th inning. Warrant tosses are over. It'll be Fernandez, Harrison, and Lawrence. Storm need base runners. Storm need runs. Since this is game 1 of a doubleheader, it is the last inning unless Storm tie it. In the left-handed batter's box is our third baseman, Yosmi Hernandez. First pitch in there for a called strike. Strike looked low in the zone, but it's been called all afternoon. Next pitch swinging, foul down the first base line. Quickly, it's 0-2 to our third baseman. Fernandez steps out of the batter's box as he is quickly 0-2. Whoa, 0-2 pitch up around his helmet. He's able to bend out of the way. 1 ball, 2 strike count now. Got wood on it, golfs it to the second baseman who throws over for out number 1. That brings up number 4, our left fielder, Josh Harrison. Harrison batting With one out, on deck is our first baseman Noah Lawrence, and in the hole, designated hitter Orlando Del Moro. First pitch doesn't catch zone, ball one. The 1-0 swung and missed. Couldn't catch up to that one, so it is a 1-1 count now with one out. Little high heater just could not catch up to it. Cox's 1-1 pitch is outside, ball two. Two-one pitch swung on and fouled back behind home plate and into the wheat fields. I see five kids now all running for that foul ball. I'd love to see the look on their faces. They're trying to hunt that down. Not much better to see than a kid at a ball game who just got a foul ball. They usually have the big smile on their face. Check swing does not go around. It is a full count now on Harrison. But swings and misses at the 3-2 on an outside pitch for out number two. Brings up number 66, our first baseman, Noah Lawrence. Lawrence batting with two outs here in the bottom of the seventh. On deck is Orlando Del Moro. Storm still looking for their first hit of the afternoon. Lawrence doesn't swing at a high pitch out of the zone. Ball one. Cox stepped off the rubber, and he's now back on there. Has the pitch as the catcher sets up low and inside. Pitch swung on and missed. Looked like the same location as the previous pitch. 1-1 count. Oh, weak swing at pitch low in the dirt. Now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball outside. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And Lawrence swings and misses for out number 3. It's a 7-inning no-hitter for the Bonn Capitals. Final of game 1, Bonn 6, Hünstetten nothing. We'll get an update soon as the start time for game 2. It's on schedule for 3:30. That's an hour and a half from now. They might move up the time. So once we do find that out, we will go live at the appropriate time. Once again, final game 1 of this Father's Day doubleheader. Bonn Capitals 6, Hünstetten STORM nothing. We'll see you in a few minutes for game 2.